Welcome or welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a soft glam makeup look. It's kind of like a bronzy and a little bit diffused, kind of glowy. You know, it's super easy. I did this look in my video that I did a couple of weeks ago when I was talking about all of my bronzers or bronzing adjacent products that I have in my collection and reviewing them. And I feel like all of the comments, the majority of the comments, were asking me about what products I used, how I did my makeup look in that video. I got so many compliments. Thank you! So I figured, why not just make this a video instead of just like listing all the, that's boring. Let's do a video. This makeup look is really easy. It's just about layering and blending. And I feel like with some of these that are a little more on the luxury, high-end, they're expensive, you don't need to go out and purchase these. As much as I take it like as a compliment, like I feel genuinely happy when people are like, oh, you made me buy this. I have the option to earn commission on the work that I do here on YouTube, but I want this to remain like a fun thing for me and not like the pressure to make it into like a working for myself type of business, you know? So I don't do affiliate links and I don't like have like a tip button. I just keep it for fun. So I never want to promote anybody spending their money when they don't have to. With that said, you could accomplish this look with a number of different types of makeup products that you probably already have in your collection, so don't feel pressured to buy anything that I am using in this video, because you could accomplish this with just like a neutral brown eyeshadow palette and like a warm sun-kissed blush. So I'm switching up some of the products that I used from the original look that I did for products that you can just actively buy, because when I do like more elaborate looks off camera, I try to reach for stuff that I don't talk about on my channel so much, due to them being either discontinued or they were a limited edition product, so they're really hard to find. I'm just switching up some products that perform they either have like a similar formula or a similar color for, you know, a similar effect, basically. So I'm going to be using the Westman Atelier Vital Skin Foundation Stick. Did I do it? I never get this name right. Vital Skin Foundation Stick. I have this in the shade Atelier 0.5. It's not a perfect match for me, but I am a lot more fair than I usually am right now. The shade range in this product doesn't really have an olive, like a fair olive kind of thing. So I find that this is the easiest one to work with. And then when I'm more tan, shade 2 is pretty good. So my eyebrows are on, so I'm just gonna take this to kind of carve out underneath and around. And my face is already primed as well. I used the Auric Glow Lust and the Meebak Cica Red Correct cream. Kind of been testing that out and I've been enjoying it. It's almost the same exact formula. I was looking at the ingredients. It's a very similar formula and consistency to the Borean CC Red Correct, which is like triple the price of it. The only difference is that I believe the Meebak has more zinc, or it has something that makes it a lot more opaque. So there's more of like a white base to it. And the Borean has SPF. I think it has SPF like 15 in it or something like that. But more or less, they look the same on my skin and perform the same. I'm just using this Westman Atelier foundation as a little bit of a concealer. And that's why I like this product so much, is that it's kind of like a 2-in-1, so you can really concentrate it and blend it out for more coverage, or you can use it all over the face for a more like light to medium coverage look if you have a more of an emollient primed base, which I usually always do. Take the fluffy side of the brush and just take a little bit and then just kind of bring it down onto the eyelid, since we're going to be going in with some eyeshadow today. And this will neutralize and cancel out any like redness or veins or anything else you got going on. I do find that like carving out the eyebrows, once you have, if you're a person that fills in your eyebrows, I find that just like putting a little bit of your complexion product, whether it be a foundation or your concealer, putting it a little bit around your eyebrows to slightly carve it out, it really does make them look so much better. Okay, so starting with the eyes, anytime I go in with any sort of like more elaborate smoky look, or even if I'm not, even if it's just kind of like a couple products on my face and I just want something quick on my eyes, I always go in with the bronzer that I'm going to use. So starting with this, I'm going to do the Le Powder Bonne Mine by Le Rouge. It's really, really gorgeous, and it has like a medium coverage type of pigmentation to it without being too orange. Like it's a nice neutral brown. Since the palette I'm going to use today doesn't really have like a transition shade, I'm just going to use this to tie the colors that I'm going to put on my face with my eyeballs here. And you can do this with your blush too. If you're ever feeling like your blush doesn't really look like it belongs on your face, run a little bit of it onto your eyes and a little bit onto your forehead where you have like your bronzer or contour. And I tell you what, it makes a world, oh, I should do this. It makes a world of difference. Okay, so we're starting with eyes. I'm gonna go in with my very beloved Tom Ford Cream Quad, and I have this in the shade 36 Tiger Eye. I love it. It's such like a warm, summery, just peachy gold. But honestly, as much as I love the kind of creamy shimmers that you get in this, I think that the star of the show is the matte. The matte brown is my favorite brown to use anytime I'm doing any sort of like bronzy, smoky look. It's so buttery. It's such a gorgeous formula. Okay, so now that I have my bronzer down as a little bit of a transition shade, I'm gonna go in with that dark brown color. I have this Pro Shadow 18 by Sephora. I love this for like smudging out eyeliner or more precision work. So I don't really go in. I just kind of like tap it on all sides of the brush and then make sure any excess is off. And I'm just gonna run it along the lash line here. And like, don't be afraid to wipe it off onto your hand too, if you feel like you have too much. Because the idea is to like gently smudge it out and not putting more on, if that makes sense. So you see how I'm kind of like going up with my hair, kind of going up. I then go into the kind of hollow area here. I don't really have a crease. I just have to make the illusion of a crease. So I'm going to go up into the hollow. And then you see where there's kind of like that V? I just kind of blend it inwards. Because we're going to clean this bottom area up with concealer later. So don't be too afraid of it looking a little messy. Taking that brush that I used to put the bronzer under my eye, just blend it out a little bit. Just take a little bit of the more champagne-y color and start in by the inner corner and just kind of very gently sweep it in, because I don't want this to look too metallic, so I'm not using my fingers with this like I normally do. I just want it to be like very gentle. And going back in with that very tiny little precision brush, taking just an itty bit, and then just adding more definition where we may have lost it when we blended. And doing the same little technique. Not adding any more pigment onto your brush. I like to go where it's most dense and then just start to bring that under the eye to kind of make a base for the shadow. Because it's so easy to put too much eyeshadow on your lower lid. And I find that just like using like what's already on your face usually it does the trick. See? Okay, now I'm gonna do the other eye and I'll be right back. Okay, now that the shadow is done, I'm going in with the Westman Atelier contour stick in the shade Biscuit. This is one of the few contouring products that I personally just put stick to face instead of like onto the brush. because I do find that it is really blendable and really emollient, and it won't like kind of leave like that blotchiness. Just so quick. So we're gonna do a little bit of underpainting here. So we're gonna start with this and then go in with our complexion products. Going back in with the Westman Atelier foundation stick, and I'm really saturating my brush here because you don't want to put too much on. And this is definitely one of those products that I don't like to just go straight onto my face with. I like to kind of dibby dap like where I need it. So as you see, this does pull kind of bright on me. So I really focus it like in the center of my face. And here's where we clean up. So just taking a little swipe and then blending. And then you see how much product is here. We're just gonna lift, zoop, and then blending. I always feel like contour looks its most natural and seamless when you do it this way. But there's no right or wrong way. You know what I mean? I have kind of a little breakout moment here. So we're just gonna, instead of really working it in, we're just gonna pounce it in that area to kind of cover up anything that's going on. Another way you can kind of tone down the eyes is not taking any additional product on the tool or brush that you use to apply your complexion and just lightly dabbing on the sides here. You can also use a translucent powder, which I find works quite well. But yeah, there's a close-up of the eyes. Smoky, but not like too much. Like this is a lot for me, but this is also like really soft for some people. Okay, now going back in with that Le Fien Rouge, the Poudre Bonne bronzer. I'm just gonna take this Bobbi Brown brush and just beep, beep, beep. And then run that on my cheeks here to give myself a little extra life. And this will also like diffuse your complexion, like layering powders over creams. It will give, not only will it give longevity, but I do find that the powders look better, you know? Kind of get this up here. This is always like a tough spot for me because my hair, the part in my hair kind of goes everywhere. And so there's always like one area that doesn't look like I got enough bronzer on it. And I only see it on camera. It sucks. Oh. That's looking really good. Okay, we're gonna go in with a new favorite of mine. So in the original look, I did use the Chanel blush, the duo, the Coral Beige duo that came out for the spring. Was it the spring or the winter collection? I don't remember. But anyways, it was a limited edition product that is really hard to find. I think you can only find it in the UK now. But I want to use this one instead because this is newer in my collection and I was gushing about it in favorites video, my last video. And so I want to use it today because it's a similar color. You know, you can really like, I feel like this type of soft glam look, like you can really play with the effect that it gives based on the type of blush that you use. So this is by Haus Labs. This is their Color Fuse blush, and I have this in the shade Fire Moon. If you love their bronzers, you will love this because it's the same exact formula, only a blush. I also picked up a new brush. I love picking up new brushes during the Sephora sale, even more than makeup because they're 30% off. And I find that they're really good quality. Like I really enjoy them. This is the Pro Blush 96. I really, really enjoy this for any type of powder product, really. It's just a really good brush. And this is pretty pigmented, so, but not pigmented in a way where it's gonna take over your entire face or not blend out. But I just like to take a couple dabs on each side instead of swirling my brush in and then just kind of dabbing onto my hand, which I feel like with most powder products, you should just do that anyway. And then starting up by the hairline and bringing it down. not swirling, but patting. Okay, we're just gonna take a moment to really take in the skin. I am not wearing a highlighter at all. You know, that's just the priming that I did in skincare. Yeah, just these soft glam looks are something that I really enjoy a huge lash with. So I'm going in with my Valentino Volumizing Mascara because it really, really gets the job done. It's a really awesome mascara. And it's not, for it not being a like marketing, like easy removal slash tubing, it's a very traditional mascara formula. I just think it's amazing. Like, it's so good. And the removal isn't too raccoony, at least in my experience. So I'm just really taking the time to make sure that when I'm putting this on my lashes, I'm starting at the root and then blinking as I pull up to get as much lift as possible. Okay, so I've been going in with a lot of like high-end luxury makeup items, so I'm gonna go in with my current favorite lip liner, which is from the drugstore. It's by NYX, and it is Nude Truffle. It's a nice like medium brown neutral. It's so, so good. And I love it with every lipstick that I own. Like, it doesn't look weird with any of the colors that I have in my collection. It's just that great. I use it almost every day. I also totally forgot to say in the beginning, like the intro, when I first started filming, is that anytime I'm like looking for a more soft glam, like bronzy smoky look to do, I always look up the celebrity makeup artist Mary Phillips. Mary Phillips, she's an artist. Like, she's so good. She works a lot with Jen Atkins, does Kendall Jenner's makeup, Jennifer Lopez, Hailey Bieber, like all of them, like it girls right now. And she always does this kind of like smoky, very lash focused, and the lip is usually like a cool lip liner with like a pinky nude to it. But yeah, it's very heavily inspired by her. If you're ever looking for soft glam inspiration, definitely look up Mary Phillips. Gorgeous makeup. So in that bronzer video, I did use the Armani Beauty Lip Power Matte in the shade 117. It's a gorgeous kind of medium brownie pinky nude. It kind of goes with anything. It's so, so comfortable. I just do a couple little swaps because it is a full pigment matte lipstick, but it glides on so effortlessly. It's not drying. I usually do a kind of like one of those to remove any excess. But yeah, that's the lip. I love this formula so, so much. I'm interested in getting more colors, but you know, I don't want to get, you know, too much stuff in my collection because I actually want to use what I have. But yeah, that's the lip. So lightweight, so long lasting. It's so good. This color goes with a variety of different lip liners. Always looks good. Goes with a lot of different makeup looks. And so that's the look. So that's more or less techniques that I used / products that I used to create that look in my bronzing video. But yeah, if you have any questions, like, comment, subscribe. You know the drill. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!